Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 7 of our FTB StoneBlock 3 Let's Play series, where today we are getting our precision mechanisms made so we can get rotational speed controllers and getting our crushing wheels set up and fully automated. Lots to do this episode. Let's get started. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful day here in the world of TheAndrata, where today that bee is still floating around. I really just need to take care of it. We need to take care of business here, get rid of this bee, because I think he's stopping other bees from being able to spawn too, because I don't know if any others have come in. And yeah, he's just driving me nuts. Oh, and figures he moved. I need to shoot him down or something. Get down here. Come here. Get over here. Come here, my friend. And you're running away the opposite direction. Okay, whatever. Well, that bee, he's got to go at some point. I'll figure it out when I can, and then just take him out. But for now, let's work on the stuff and the things that we need to take care of today. So preface this episode here with TheAndrata's not feeling 100% today. I've been sick for the past month. Been on multiple rounds of antibiotics. I cannot kick whatever the heck it is I have. Last antibiotics were on Monday. I was feeling fine for a couple days. And then today I come back. I've got a fever. I've got body aches, sore throat, cough, and everything like that. So yeah, not feeling 100%, but we're going to push through. We're going to get this episode out there so that way we can, continue pushing through and having fun and everything, because I do have fun. And just heads up that if I'm not as, enthusiastic, or if this episode's a little shorter, that is why. And if my voice sounds a little weird, well, that's also why. So today, what I would like to work on is getting our crushing wheels set up, right? So we had our crushing wheels. We made those last episode, but we didn't get to process or get them set up anywhere and use them because, well, we just ran out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into this crystal chest here because it is acting as my temporary inventory for all of our processes. In between episodes, I went ahead and made a couple things. I went ahead and got us some gearboxes, some andesite casing, because we've been needing the past couple episodes and we haven't had them. So I just did a lot of this micro crafting and stuff that we had down in our basement area with our plants. I planted a couple new plants and hopper pots, kelp specifically, so we can make belts. Kelp can be planted in a hopper botany pot. You just put a bucket of water and some kelp and you got it going. So that is fantastic. We took care of that. And yeah, I think I got sugar cane and cactus and things like that, though I do know snad is in the pack and we can use snad for our cactus and all that, and we will for sure. But we have this going. I do want to click this button that says group things. There we go. Now we turn from 324 to 316. What happens is if I take out half of this dirt and then I push it back in, sometimes it doesn't always show up in the same stack. It'll create a separate stack. So if you click the button to compact stacks, it'll compress everything down into equal stacks and save your storage space there. But yeah, okay, so let's take a look at what we have in our chest. So first things first, we have windmill bearings, so we can set up another sail so that we can have another windmill going. I also have electron tubes, andesite casings, and some andesite alloy and stuff so that we can create some deployers. So that way we can go ahead and create ourselves rotational speed controller, which requires precision mechanisms. Okay, so we're going to work on this process now, so that way we can get our rotation speed controllers, speed up our windmills, our what is it called? What is the process, TheAndrata? What are the things I'm thinking of? Our crushing wheels and our mechanical crafters as fast as that we can, so that way they run, well, as fast as they possibly can. So this is our first step. So we need to go ahead and get ourselves the guys going, the deployers made. So I'm going to go ahead, shove all this stuff into our system, and we're going to get the deployers. So first things first, we need to get brass hand. That requires andesite alloy and brass sheets. So we're going to make those. And I need 1, 2, 3, because I'm going to want 3 deployers. So we can shove those back into the system. And then we should be able to craft 1, 2, 3 of these. Okay, I did go ahead and make extra electron tubes too, because, well, we keep ending up needing them, so we have them available. I also want to go ahead and get myself a couple. Can these? No, you have to have a hopper, don't you? I'm trying to think. Can they pull from an inventory automatically? I don't think so. I think you have to push into them. So let's get ourselves some hoppers. So that way we can have items go into these. So we're going to have 3 of these, and then probably a couple barrels, just so that we have some item storage. Those are my diamond barrels. I don't need those. I need these guys here. So let's get at least 5 barrels to automate these. Okay. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to set up these deployers, but we're going to just set them up temporarily. I don't want to actually utilize them just yet 100%. I haven't decided where I want to set them up, and that's what I have these water wheels here for, is to automate this setup and everything. But I'm not gonna do the water wheel portion of it yet. We'll find a home for this somewhere, but for now we're just gonna set it up as is, and we're just gonna have a temporary setup. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tap into the power that we're gonna use for our crushing wheels by using our windmill bearing and everything to get our rotation speed controller, and then I'll be able to get everything set up, the crushing wheels going, and then I'll find a place to put these deployers at some point. Can you please place it like so? Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to get our wool, and then I'm going to go ahead and place our sails just like we did last time. I'm going to go ahead and place them, and I believe they're going to rotate facing this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and place these guys around. I'm not going to make y'all watch me place these again. Let's go ahead and be right back. Okay, I think something like this will work for us. So it's a little bit convoluted, and like I said, it's temporary. But basically what we have, our windmill chilling out. We can go ahead and activate it. Bam. Then it should turn on, generating 1500 stress units. Coming down out of here, rotating into a gearbox, which is rotating into a gearbox, which pops up here and rotates into a gearbox that's not vertical like it should be. So let me replace it real quick. Pop it there, and now everything is rotating. Okay. So that one goes over here into this gearbox, which translates to this gearbox, which translates to our deployers, and they are doing their thing. Hands are coming down, which is what we want to see. I also have a gearbox here that's translating rotation frontwards because we need to get a belt moving here. So that way we can get our items processed. Okay. So we're going to take our belt. We're going to right click it on here, and then we're going to drag it over to our other shaft. And now items will be rotating. Okay. Items will be moving is what I meant to say. So items will be able to flow along our belt, and then they're going to end up going into our barrels here. However, I did forget an important step. We need to be able to get our items out of the barrels. In order to do so, I need funnels. I don't need brass funnels for this. I can just go ahead and make ourselves some andesite funnels. So I should have the kelp for this. Yes, and we have enough to get ourselves 2. So we can just go ahead and hook up a funnel here and hook up a funnel here. So now our item is going to be able to flow along the belt and hit each of these deployers along the way. But you may be wondering, TheAndrata, what are the deployers for? Well, if we take a look at our rotation speed controller and our recipe for our precision mechanism, it requires sequenced deploying. Okay, so the way that this works, we're going to put brass sheets in our left barrel over here, and it's going to have to cycle through 5 times. And each time it cycles through, it's going to need to hit a deployer that has a cogwheel, a large cogwheel, and an iron nugget. So it's going to go through, dink, 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 end up in our barrel, and then I'll just send it right back to the beginning. Dink, 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 5 times, and we should end up with the precision mechanism. Caveat being that it's only an 80% chance for us to actually get this precision mechanism. There's a 20% chance that we're going to end up getting random salvage out of it, and it's going to fail the process. Hopefully, it doesn't happen. My RNG luck probably will, at least with one of them. My goal is to make 2 of these bad boys, so that way I can speed up our mechanical crafters and our crushing wheels. But we're going to start with our crafters and everything first, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, and honestly, it doesn't even matter. The setup's temporary. I'm going to tear this down at some point, and then we'll replace this setup later somewhere else. But this is how it's going to end up, looking and everything for the most part, except we'll have a rotational speed controller on here to speed the whole thing up because it's pretty darn slow right now. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to split all of our stuff in half. It's very important to make sure that you do this in the proper order. So we have to do our cogwheels first, then we have to do our large cogwheels, and then we have to do our iron nuggets. Okay. And yeah, there's a buffer on this, so honestly, the hopper really didn't make a difference. It wasn't necessary. I'm going to leave them there just in case we do have a failure and I have to make another one later. But if I go ahead and break this stone, apparently, so I can get into the barrel, and I put our golden sheet, you're going to see it's going to start coming on out. It's going to be a slow process because, again, we don't have this sped up in any way. I could do the whole cogwheel thing to at least speed up a little bit of it, but at this point, we'll just let it run. It's not going to take that long to do, especially for you guys, because through the magic of editing, once we see this complete its first step, I will show you, what it's going to look like, and then I will complete the other steps off camera. Ooh, and it's going to be an instantaneous process for you. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to have to sit here and watch this molasses slow process take place, and just, silently stare at this in the hopes that it hurries up at some point. But you guys ain't going to have to worry about that. I'm actually just going to grab this off the belt because it's going to take forever to go in there. So anyway, as you can see here, it went through its process and we ended up with an incomplete precision mechanism. It's obviously not complete because we have to do that process 4 more times. And it tells us our progress is 3 out of 15, and it tells us what to do next. We need to deploy a cogwheel. So I'm just going to run it through again, and it's going to go ahead and hit every one of them again and do the thing. So we'll come back when we have a completed precision mechanism or 2, and because I'm most likely just going to get both of them taken care of right now. So yeah, we'll be back. Okay, got our first one, and my goodness, that is so slow. I can't make another one waiting for that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a precision mechanism now. A rotational speed controller now, because I can't sit there and wait for another one of those to go. So we're going to speed this bad boy up right now and not have to worry about it. All right, let's go ahead. We can throw that extra brass casing in there, and I need to get I need another large cogwheel. I believe I made extra cogwheels. Yeah, so we should have one extra. And we're going to have to do some more jerry rigging of our power or our rotation here, but we'll figure it out because, yeah, like I said, I can't deal with it. So let's go ahead and how do we want to do this? Let's go ahead and let's break this here. Let's break that master link there, and then set up our rotational speed controller here. Now, unfortunately, that's not going to work there because I need to have a cogwheel come into here, and then the power is going to come off of the cogwheel like so. And I could just route it. We can just route it like right over here. We can rotate this. And that means I don't even need this, right? Get over here. I need a magnet in a bad way. Get over here. So if I chain off of that, we should be okay. And if I can rotate this or just break it, that's fine. And replace it. So that was just a vertical gearbox. Bam. Again, rotate, please. There we go. So I can have I can have a shaft, or I don't even need a shaft. I can just have a gearbox come straight off of this, and a gearbox come off of this, and then a shaft hooking this up. And now we'll have rotation here again, and our rotation's going the way I actually wanted it to in the first place. And then if I come on over here so I can see this number here, we can go ahead and speed this up. So as it stands right now, this is sitting at 16 RPM. I can just shift and scroll to speed it up, or you can just scroll directly on it and it will go by 4 at a time. So as you can see, we're already running faster, and I would love to just crank this as high as it'll let me go. 256, we can handle that with these. Now note that our stuff is going to be using much more speed, and because I don't have a vertical gearbox here, it has no idea how much we're using at all. Give me that vertical gearbox back, please. My goodness. So if I put a vertical gearbox here, we're overstressed, right? Each one of these is trying to use 1,000. Can't handle that. So let's go ahead and slow it down. We're using 448. We should be able to go up 128, 192, overstress. Let's go. Now we can fine tune. Too fast. So it looks like 128 is as fast as we can go. 512 each. Perfect. And I need to rotate this so that our belt can hook up. But I can't. So that means I need to put another gearbox here and another shaft here. And who knows what direction this is going to rotate. Okay, good. We have it rotating a direction. That's all that really mattered. Let's get going. Okay, so now let's see how much faster this is going to go. So let's go ahead and throw our cogwheels in here, large cogwheels here, iron nuggets here. Wait for them all to filter in, and then grab our golden sheet. Boop, boop, boop. Much better overall. Goodness gracious, I couldn't. I'm telling you, I was sitting here like about to cry because it was just going so slow. But now I can, by the time I get to the other side, it's pretty much with me. So that's good. And again, like I said, we'll set this up somewhere like permanent so we can actually automate it. Did we get another precision mechanism out of it? We did. Okay, no salvage for us. But yeah, that's our setup there. But we don't need it anymore. We're going to get rid of it. So let's go ahead and tear it down. Luckily, we have all the things that we need for it though, right? So whenever we go to move it, I don't have to worry about doing anything extra. We can just grab all the stuff that we have and roll with it. Okay, so, and that means we can actually get our precision, the controller, rotational speed controller, set up a little bit better for us. Not that it's like really bad right now anyway. Honestly, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, the position that it's in now, but we can make it even better. I was going to say, could we rotate this and have the cogwheel? But then our power comes out the side anyway, so it really doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, so let me quit rambling and actually get to doing some building. So what's going to happen is we have our diamond barrel here. That's where our items are going to flow into. I also need to grab myself some chutes, so that way we can have items go into our crusher. So let's go ahead and grab a set of chutes. I don't have any iron sheets, do I? In my backpack. And just give me a stack of iron from here. Bam. Now I have iron sheets. So now I can get some chutes. I thought I had prepped everything I'm going to need for this episode, but apparently not. Okay. So let's go ahead and place a chute here. So items are going to flow into this barrel, and they're going to get dumped into there from our crushing wheels. So we need to set our crushing wheels up. So I'm going to go ahead and build up like so and set our crushing wheels against these cobblestone pillars. Okay. So what's going to happen is items are going to go in from the top. We're going to have another chute sit on top, and our crushing wheels are going to crush, dump into the chute, dump into the barrel. The important thing to note with your crushing wheels as you set these up is that your crushing wheels have to spin in opposite directions, okay? And specifically, they have to spin into the middle, right? So it has to go here and it has to go into here. So you're going to have to do some gearboxing and some configurating to make sure that you can get it set up that way and make your crushing wheels actually work like they're supposed to, okay? So we're going to do that now. So if we just go ahead and, I mean, ideally, we'll just run some shafts and see where we end up, okay? Let's get rotational power. So we're going to get a vertical gearbox. We're going to pop that here. And then we can go ahead and get a shaft. No, I want to bring it back one. I don't want to be able to see this stuff. So let's go ahead and do this here. That way I can build up like cobblestone or something there, so I don't have to see it or give it a wall. Okay. We're going to get another vertical gearbox here, but we need to rotate that one. I just need to rotate it, buddy. Sometimes create and its mechanics drive me nuts. Okay. And then I can get a gearbox and set that up here and see, okay, so we are rotating the wrong way. If we go ahead and slow this bad boy down, because it is going quite fast right now, we need to rotate it the other direction. Okay. How can we do so? Well, we can just throw another gearbox in here really, if we wanted to, or instead of having this gearbox here, I'm gonna have to, yeah, I can just throw another gearbox here. It's fine. Like, it's gearboxed up. They're quite expensive, but I mean, they're really not that bad actually. So then we need one to rotate this way. So we need to make sure that our rotation is going to be the opposite direction. How can I do so? Well, it's actually pretty easy. If I just set up another gearbox here, then it now changed the direction. So our crushing wheels are both rotating into the center, which is what we want to happen. So our setup here is going to work perfectly for us. Now that these are rotating, you want to be extremely careful not to jump yourself in there because it will kill you quite quickly too. I mean, what do you think is going to happen if you jump into a crusher? You're going to get crushed, right? So for now, I'll just go ahead and you know what? I say for now, but like, will I ever change it? Probably not. Let's grab one of our diamond barrels. I don't know what exactly we need to crush inside of this. We're going to get osmium and there's other things that we're going to have to get that is only made through crushing. So I'll just set up a diamond barrel and I say, let's call that good right now. Okay. So if I go ahead and I get myself some gravel, which I don't have very much of, TBH, because I've been processing it all, but I should have some over here. We should be able to go ahead and grab this stuff, pop it into this diamond barrel, and it should all get crushed and give us some resources. And since we have our rotational speed controller, we can speed this up. Currently, each one of these is using 256 stress units. We have the capacity to go up to like, what would that be? 790 something? I don't know. Let's go faster, right? That's what matters. Let's go 64. Let's just go until it stops, like 96. Okay, so these are using 768. Yeah, that's it. That should be max. So we shouldn't be able to go any higher than this, but that speeds those up. So everything comes down. And now we are getting more ores. So now we're getting lead. Now we're getting tin, osmium, still getting zinc and iron because that's what gravel makes, and coal. But we're getting these 4 other resources along with it. Okay. So yeah, that's basically where we're at with our crushing wheel. So that's basically this whole process and this whole setup. Now we have osmium and tin and all that stuff going on. What can I do to automate this? Well, exactly what we did over here. I have an extra cobble gen. I can grab my extra cobble gen. I can make another auto hammer. Auto hammer. It's not JEI synced. Auto hammer. REI synced, really. Auto hammer. I can grab another one of these guys and completely automate the processing of this stuff. And then I can have this fancy pipe that I already pre-ran, throw all the ores where they need to be, and automatically crush everything. Pretty sweet, right? So let's go ahead. We can set this guy up. Let's go ahead and build myself up. We can set this here. That should be the input side. So then if I take my cobble gen and I place it there, we should now start getting gravel in a moment. Bam. And then that's going to start dumping gravel into here. Perfect. Oop, don't break that one. And could I get a drawer instead of the barrel up top? Yes. But there's going to be other things that we're going to want to process other than just gravel. So it's not like, this is what only thing that we're going to work on. Okay. So I do need to take these ores that we have now and go ahead and throw them into our drawer system back here. And I think I'm going to need to get myself another drawer. Luckily, I still have a bunch that I made because, I made a bunch. We can go back here, throw this next to this drawer. Yeah, okay. So we can throw this guy here and lock it. Configuration tool, locking. And we can throw in our bauxite, our osmium, lead, and tin. So now those are going to go in there. We'll get our pipes, which I guess I put away, or did I run out? Possibly I ran out. No, I have enough. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and grab pipe upgrades, and we'll do an advanced for that extraction because eventually we're going to speed it up. And I want those to be in my backpack. But for this, extracting out of these drawers, I don't have any upgrades on these because honestly, they just basically instantly come out and then go right into there. So it's not that big of a deal. We're going to do that, but I want to break this connection. So let's do that and then extract out of there. So now everything's going to come out of there and go into this barrel from here, theoretically. Okay, yeah, it was doing the lead. Perfect. So that's going to come out of there. Problem being, I don't have lead and all that stuff over here yet. So I'm going to have to pick up the stuff that's smelted, but that's okay. We can get that done. Now, all I got to do is come here and drop myself down here, shift click that, and then shift click that into it. And then all that stuff will start getting processed. Okay. Look at me pre-running all our cables so that we didn't have to worry about it. So all that stuff should get extracted and then end up going into, oh, wait, what do we get? We get, how did this stuff end up over here? And, oh, I was like, why isn't this stuff getting added? I don't have my linking tool. Yeah, how did those ingots end up in there? Do you have a chance of getting direct ingots? Interesting. I mean, not that I'm going to complain because it allows me to now actually go ahead and filter these as I wanted to. So that is what? You are silver. Okay, so we don't have lead yet. We don't have tin for sure. We don't have aluminum. And we don't have osmium. So now if I do this, that should dump all of those into there. And that's all of those being processed automatically. Gravel is coming into here, dumping down, getting crushed, getting sucked out of that barrel, coming over here to our storage controller, and then getting pushed to exactly where it needs to go. And if I pop here, let me pick up anything that happened to be on the floor, which just looks like cinnabar and some bone meal. And some gravel and the dust and stuff, but that's okay. So cinnabar, is cinnabar full over here? It looks like it. Yep, cinnabar is full, and bone meal is full. So options here, I can grab, we have drawer upgrades. Let's do, it's not drawers anymore, it's functional storage, right? Didn't we get some copper drawer upgrades? Yeah. So I can go ahead and I want 2 of those. Just grab both of them. We can make these too. They're not really that expensive. I mean, it's a block of copper, but I mean, look at our resources. So we can go ahead and throw that in there and that in there. And now that'll allow those to increase. And those can now go up to 4,000 in each. So we should be okay to go there. And the gravel and all that stuff went back in because I did link those drawers. So I don't have to worry about that. And yeah, that is basically our setup complete. You are for this guy. So let me go ahead and just throw that here. Bam, bam. Rotation speed controller. Throw that in there. This is our project box. So when we need to work on stuff, it's all going to be available to us. But that is our crushing wheels set up, ready to go. Like, I like it. It's a pretty good setup. And everything's being automatically processed, coming into here, and then getting automatically smelted and added to our drawers. So it's another thing I don't have to worry about at all. Like, I don't have to do anything over there. Perfect. I'll go ahead and try and clean this up a little bit. That's going to be kind of hard because these crushing wheels, like if you look, bam, it like eats into it. Maybe some stairs or something could help out with that. I can make some cobblestone stairs to try and alleviate that, I guess. But again, and maybe some slabs could help there. So if I get rid of all of this and I do some cobblestone slabs, let's get another set and then some stairs, except for you weren't supposed to go there. Okay. So if I slab you, stair you, stairs, but not that direction. Stairs, not that direction. Can I rotate stairs? That'd be great. Okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out the best way for me to be able to place these stairs because they're not going to go how I want. But then slab and slab. Yeah, I just don't know what to do here. Is there like small half blocks, like something that I can have shove into that side? Like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what could possibly even go over there. I just need like a half. I don't think a cobblestone wall will work. But anyway, I'll clean it up and everything. It's just not going to look the greatest, but hey, it's better than nothing. It's better than I usually do and deal with. So You know what? I also don't like that this is not centered, but that's not me. That's how this wall was built in this house that came in here. It is not even. These sides are not even or odd, essentially. So there's no middle. So I couldn't get this actually centered because it wouldn't be centered overall. So yeah, not my fault on that one. But that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.